the ADD and the ADHD, you have to understand it's what we do in our brain that creates the problem. The healing attitude says that you are successfully producing whatever it is that you produce. Internally, you're doing something correctly, and you've got to have your proof and your history to maintain it, produce it, manifest it, and even teach it. Because we do become teachers of our own problems. We project. My ability is to understand how it works, how to get in there and clean it up, the big stuff. I mean, I strive on the big stuff. I try to find it and so I can clean it up, because if Mary is here and I walk around her big stuff and I leave it in there, she's not free. And I just go right to it, clean it up as fast as I can. Trauma, drama, the big emotional stuff, I look for it, because if I find it, I'm going to knock it out so you can be free. That's my area, I think. If I were to say, which seminar would I rather teach? Weight loss is okay. It is. Relationships a little bit better. And of course in my weight loss seminar and the relationship seminar, well, I call it getting rid of the resistance, the unconscious resistance, which is the same thing. Tell Ender. Free yourself from your inner self. No. Yeah, how to conquer the enemy within. Yeah. But really, that sabotager is really your friend trying to keep you safe, based on its references. So we got to figure out how to get rid of the references. What makes me feel good when a client comes to see me, I want the big stuff. I want the big trauma. I want whatever it is that's holding you back. If somebody comes in for smoking, smoking's okay. Yeah. But see, this is the key too. With the smoking, they've got to want to quit first of all. And it's just like anything else. If you don't make a decision to quit, it doesn't matter what I do. You have to have that decision in you. And of course, I do build a propulsion system. A propulsion system to quit. And basically, like I'll have them watch Thank You Tobacco, Tobacco Killed My Mama on YouTube. As a matter of fact, it's on my Healing Magic at YouTube. It's one of my favorites. Because you watch that, it's going to stir your emotions up. And I stick them in there and I say, hey, I want you to watch this. Are you sure you want to quit? Yeah. Well, let me give you a good reason to quit. And they watch this woman who basically looks healthy, and she dies. And the sounds and the voice of the gurgling and of course her son crying because she died because she smoked. And so that's a great one, because you got to build enough. And I also look at this cigarette. I want you to look at this cigarette and hear her sound. Listen to the gurgles. And I use something else. I say, the other day I went to the bathroom, I use somebody else. It's a great. The other day, Linda went to the bathroom over at a truck stop. And she went into the bathroom, and as she opened the door, that toilet hadn't been flushed in days. She said, I would never stick my hand in that and put that in my mouth. Got that build a driving propulsion system? But this is the truth. I had a young girl came Tuesday. She drank probably over 2 6-packs a day of Diet Coke, and she smoked. I mean, she would smoke a whole pack in one evening. After she got off, it was her treat. And I talked to her yesterday. She said, this is really amazing. I hadn't had no withdrawal symptoms from either one. I had a slight little bit of a twinge, and I tapped it out. Just with the tapping, and I didn't use any hypnosis. It's all hypnosis, but I used the toilet, the shitting toilet. That drives the propulsion system. And of course, I talk about, their program, losing money, being controlled. There's a lot of emotional drivers. And so what you do is you got to stack them up. When I work with somebody who's a meth addict or a drug addict, and of course when they're driving to the deal, they say, well, when you think about meth, what do you do? I said, well, in my mind, I watch this movie about how I'm going to do it and how good it is. I said, you're not playing that movie far enough. You only stop to the high. Play it afterwards. Remember how bad it is. I said, just think, if you keep doing this long enough, you'll be stealing and people won't have anything to do with you, and you wake up, someone's peeing in your mouth because you're in the ditch and you've lost everything. you need to play the movie a little bit further. And they start backing up. I said, go ahead and think about getting high. I said, well, I'm not really in the mood today. Because what is it? It's the movies, it's the emotions, and you've got to find that driving propulsion system that'll keep them from doing it. And you've got to make that association. We're talking about triggers, aren't we? I think we did that with you. What did we do to your Coke? Dr. Yeah. I think it was a rat in there, wasn't it? I'll do this too. I said, well, did you watch that show the other day on 2020 where that lady opened up a can of Coke and she started drinking, that mouse tail was stuck in her mouth? Does that not build a driving propulsion system? Makes you want to think twice. But what are we talking about? Why do they do that? You know why you're addicted to them? Because they play commercials thinking that makes you love and happy and feel and wonderful. They're hypnotizing you to think there's love in that stuff. There's happy and fun in that stuff. Yet in our culture, we have the highest rate of osteoporosis. We take more calcium than any other country, nation, and we have the highest, and it's because we drink soda, carbonated drinks, and we love it. It doesn't make sense. So we just got to, again, put the emotions right where it needs to be. Well, guys, y'all did a great job. Thank you, Mary. Give Mary a wonderful hand.